Good. Moblet was able to track you down. By all means, come in. Yes, of course, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable, we might be here for a while. Yes, I wanted to discuss an issue of the utmost importance with you. And here it is. What is it? It's a book, silly. Ah, right. Allow me to explain a bit, shall I? Within the pages of this book, I believe there may lie the secret to where the Titans came from. Look at the title of this chapter. It's called Evolution. I've never heard of such a word, have you? Well, I guess that's to be expected. See, evolution is something very tedious, something that can only be witnessed over a long period of time. I'm not sure how this person who wrote the book knew what it was and was able to observe it, but however they did it, I'm grateful for it. Allow me to summarize what evolution is. How shall I put this? I'm still struggling to understand it myself. Imagine you have a certain type of animal, and eventually, as the population of that animal grows, there is a mutation, a different variation of the genes that are contained within the DNA of that animal. Now, that mutation might create a new feature for that animal. That feature could be beneficial, it could be harmful, or it could be completely superficial and not really cause any significant difference. If the feature is beneficial, more beneficial than the existing features, that particular animal becomes more likely to survive than the rest of the population. What that means is, as that animal survives and breeds more often, more animals are born with that mutation, with that unique feature. And eventually, it changes completely. Now, if it's harmful, that animal will be killed off quicker than the rest. And it'll be like nothing ever happened. Evolution is basically something changing over time and becoming something completely new. According to this, humans evolved from creatures called primates. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not quite sure. I've never seen such a silly word in my life. And I have come across several silly words. I've even written a few myself. But the point is, we weren't originally like this. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe the Titans weren't originally Titans. Something might have changed, perhaps in the gene pool of another society of humans beyond the walls. Although, I can't imagine what. Say that again. I know. It did sound a bit crazy, but say it again. I need to hear it again. Maybe the Titans adapted from a type of human that was abnormally large. And over time, their offspring just kept growing. That would certainly explain the variation in size. Similar to humans, Titans aren't all the same height. And their weights, of course, vary. Their heights vary. Muscle tone varies. It does stand to reason that they came from a type of human. Although, that begs the question, how are they still around if they can't reproduce? Asexual reproduction could be a cause of it. However, there's really no delicate way to put this. There seems to be no place for the offspring to come from. They obviously don't lay eggs, otherwise we would have seen them, and they are mammals, so that wouldn't make sense. While that is a relatively reasonable guess, I highly doubt they release anything similar to seeds or spores. That is a good point. They die if they don't get enough sunlight. It's almost like they somehow photosynthesize. Maybe that does mean they're more closely related to plants than to humans. Goodness. You make a good point with that. It would explain their size, their clear lack of reproductive organs, and their ability to gain energy from sunlight. Trees are plants, and they can grow. Goodness knows how large. Larger than the Titans themselves. It would stand to reason that they evolved from some type of plant that perhaps mimicked other creatures somehow. Similar to how certain insects can look like sticks or leaves. But then, there's the matter of how they get water. All plants need water to survive. I don't know a single living thing that doesn't need water. If they're plants, they would need roots. No, we don't really see them a lot at night. Maybe they have retractable roots so that they can move around during the day and rehydrate at night. Yes, and it would explain the mass. It can be inferred, based on my observations, that they gain energy from sunlight through their skin. They would need to be large in order to collect that much sunlight. And when they can't have sunlight, they hunt humans. However, they don't digest us exactly. They don't take nutrients from us or gain energy from us. They kill us for sport, but they don't seem to know it. That's so crazy. It just might be true. All right. Let me run this through my head for a moment. Titans evolved from an ancient type of plant that could mimic other creatures. At one point, it started mimicking humans, which means we must have been at the top of the food chain. That would have warded off predators. And somehow it adapted and evolved to be able to move. And at night, when it can't take in sunlight, its roots come out so it can rehydrate. During the day, it moves around trying to find sunnier spots. And when it sees a human, it, quote-unquote, eats it. And when it regurgitates the humans that it consumed, because they're still relatively whole, there is enough nutrients there for a new titan to form. That must mean that they reproduce asexually. They're hermaphrodites and have all necessary reproductive organs within them. And their seeds or spores are in those masses of partially digested humans that they regurgitate. This is, of course, completely unfounded. We have no real evidence of this, but it's certainly a start. We could definitely look into this, especially now that we have Sonny and Bean. From now on, you're going to be helping me a lot more, okay? Because I don't know about you, but I think we have stumbled upon something extraordinary. This could completely change how we deal with Titans and how we eliminate them entirely. This is the start of something wonderful. I can feel it. This is where we get our answers.